Okay, guys. Today we are going to start lesson 3, which is about the set of real numbers. Set of real numbers and ordering real numbers. Okay. The first point in the lesson, as from the title of the lesson, it's about the real numbers. First, the set of the real numbers denoted by the letter R. Okay, so R means the set of real numbers. Okay, so exactly what is the real numbers or the set of real numbers? Actually, the real numbers equal rational numbers union the irrational numbers. Okay, so simply this means the real numbers or the set of real numbers consists of all numbers we studied before. I mean counting numbers, natural numbers, integers, rational numbers, irrational numbers. All this are real numbers. Okay, so this means natural numbers, integers, counting numbers, rational numbers, irrational numbers. All these sets are subset of real numbers. Okay, guys?
Okay.
Okay, great. Okay, so now, as we said, the real numbers, it's the irrational numbers, Q dash, and rational numbers, Q. Actually, rational numbers, integers, and non-integers. Okay, integers, positive integers, negative integers. Okay,
Okay.
and also integers, 0. Okay, and what about the non-integers? Non-integers like fractions, like decimals, like percents, and so on. So all these sets of numbers are subset of real numbers. Now, the question, we just said that real numbers equal rational numbers union irrational numbers. Okay. And also, real numbers equal the positive real numbers union negative real numbers union the set of 0. Okay, because actually in all sets 0, okay, not positive and also not negative. So there is the set of positive real numbers, yes, and also negative, yes, and in addition to the set of 0. Okay, my question, positive real numbers intersection with the negative real numbers, of course, equal phi. Why? Because there is no common numbers in the two sets. The number, if it's positive, so it belongs to positive numbers or positive real numbers. If it's a negative, it belongs to the negative real numbers. So no common elements. So in this case, the intersection is phi. Okay. Then if the question is like this, guys, positive real numbers union negative real numbers. Take care. It's not equal the real numbers because 0 is not included. Real numbers, positive, negative, zero. But if the question is positive union negative, in this case, it will equal R or the real numbers and this symbol like star. It's R conjugate. Or in other words, the set of non-zero real numbers. The set of non-zero real numbers. I mean that all real numbers except zero. Okay? Of course, guys, on the number line, if this one is the zero as a reference, so of course, this is the positive direction or positive real numbers, and this one for the negative direction, and this one is the negative real numbers. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, great. So I just said that positive real numbers union negative real numbers, we said that it will equal R conjugate. Okay, so in other words, we can say that R conjugate equal all real numbers difference the set of zero, right?
Right.
Okay, okay, great. Are we clear till this point? Any questions?
No, Mr.
No.
No, thanks.
Any questions, guys?
Clear, Mr.
Okay, that sounds very good. Okay, let's solve some examples so that we can understand all these points. The first example, arrange the following numbers, arrange the following numbers ascendingly. Okay, so ascendingly means from the smaller to greater. Now, the numbers. I want to arrange these numbers: square root of 75, square root of 68, negative square root of 45, negative 8, 7, negative square root of 32. Okay. Now, actually, this number is like negative 8 and 7. It's integers, so we know it's approximate, or not approximate, I mean, we know its exact value. It's a negative 8 and 7, nothing more. But what about square root of 75, square root of 68, negative square root of 45, negative square root of 32? Actually, guys, this question, we can solve it directly in case if it was all square roots, because of course the square root of 75 greater than the square root of 68, but I don't know if it's a greater than 7 or not. If it's a greater than 68, I mean square root of 68 greater than 7 or smaller than 7, I don't know. So we have to check all the numbers to arrange them. Okay, here guys, by using the calculator is the simplest way. Square root of 32, actually it's a negative, so this means it will equal negative, by using the calculator, 5 point something, right? Then what about this one, square root of negative 45? Also, it will approximately equal negative 6 point something. Okay. Now I think-
Negative square root of 32 equal negative 5.65.
Okay, we don't care what about the decimal because we don't need it, correct?
Okay.
Okay, so here negative 5 point something and the negative 6 point something. Okay, now I think it's very clear now to arrange the numbers. What will be the smallest number? Of course, negative 8, right?
Right.
So the smallest one is negative 8. Then negative 6 point something or negative 5? Of course,
Negative 6.
Exactly. So negative 6, it means negative square root of 45. Then Negative 5 point
32.
something. It's negative square root of
Square root
32.
of 32.
Then the positive values. This one equal 8 point something. And this one,
Like 8 point something.
also 8
But
Point
some.
six.
point something. Okay, so in this case, we need to get more
7.
accurate numbers so that we can compare between these two numbers. But of course, this is 68, this is 75. Which one is the smaller? 68, of course. Right?
Right.
So I don't need to get these values just after arranging the negative values. Okay, so positive values will be 7 first, because we said that this is 8 and something, and this is also 8 and something. So 7 first. Then which one is the smaller of the two roots, 75 or
Square root of
68? Of course,
68.
it's 68. 68 and then 75. And that's it. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Another question. But first, do we have any point in this question, or it's totally clear?
Clear, miss. Clear, yeah, miss.
Okay, great. The next question. Write 3 irrational numbers, right? 3 irrational numbers. Between 11 and 12. Okay. So I want to write down 3 irrational numbers between 11 and 12. Okay, so my question now, irrational numbers means the numbers that's not perfect square or not perfect cubes. Correct, guys?
Yeah.
So in this case, I have to get the perfect square of all numbers like this. This one
I
is
think
11.
square root of 122.
So 11 squared equal 121. 12 squared 144. So this is the first perfect square. It's a square root of 121. And this one perfect square, 144. The square roots which are in between are irrational numbers. So you mean that square root of 122 tell square root of 143? Yes, of course. Okay.
Okay.
So I can write down square root of 122, square root of 123, square root of 124, square root of 125. All these numbers and more till square root of 143 are irrational numbers. That's it. Now this question is also clear, guys?
Clear, miss.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, great. Another question is to compare between two numbers. It's very easy. So if I want to compare between square root of 2 and 1, of course, square root of 2 is greater. Because simply, if I will check it by using the calculator, I will find that it will equal 1 point something. So this is the greater, of course. Negative square root of 3 and negative 1. Which one is the greater? It's a positive number, so the greater is the smallest
Negative
value.
1.
So negative 1 is
The great.
greater. Great. What about cubic root of 9 and 3? Cubic root of 9.2, 2 point something. So 3 is the greater.
3 is the
Correct.
great. Correct.
Negative cubic root of 7 and the negative 2. So negative cubic root of 7 means it's a number less than negative 2, right? 1 point something.
Yeah.
So negative 1 point something is greater than negative 2, of course, right? So this one is the greater. Okay, square root of 7 and 2.6. Check by using the calculator. Square root of 7, it will equal 2 point something, but 2 point something. How can I compare? Okay, it will equal 2 point what?
64.
64. Which one is the greater? Of course, this one. Correct?
Correct.
Correct.
Okay. Another question like that. Negative cubic root of 16 and negative 2.52. Which one is the greater? First, this one will equal negative 2
Negative 2 point something.
Of course, yes, but we want to know what is this something exactly so that we can compare. Okay, so by using the calculator, it will equal negative
51.
2.51.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you think? Which one is the greater? Of course.
2.51.
Exactly, because this
The
is
first
negative
one.
value, so this one is the greater, right?
Right.
Okay. Now this question is clear, guys?
Yes, Mr.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, great. Let's solve another question related to how to solve equations and the real numbers. Okay. Find solution set and real numbers. The first equation, 3x squared plus 125 equal 221. Okay. What's the difference between this and any other equation? Nothing, of course. We will solve the question within the systematic solution steps and then write down the solution set. That's it. And of course, whatever the result we will get, it will belong to the real numbers, except the negative square roots. Correct, guys?
Correct.
Correct.
I mean to that if it was square root of 7, of course, belong to real number. Here, the question is not related to rational or not rational. I mean to rational or irrational. Here, real numbers, including all. Let's solve it. 3x squared. Shift this number to the right. It was 125 as a positive. Now it will become negative. So it will equal 2 to
96.
1 minus 1 to 5. 3x squared equal
96.
96. Great. So now x squared equal 96 divided by 3, which means it will
32.
equal
32.
32. So x will equal positive or negative square root of 32. So solution set will equal the set of square root of 32 and negative square root of 32. Okay, guys?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, great. One more equation. If the equation is like this, and take care. It's 2x squared plus 6 equals 4. Okay. Now, shift this number to this side. It was positive, so it will become negative. 2x squared equal 4 minus 6. So 2x squared equal negative 2. Divide by 2. So x squared equal negative 1. Now, x will equal positive or negative square root of negative 1. I'm sorry, square root of negative 1 not belong to the real numbers. So solution set will equal 5. Correct, guys?
Correct, Mr. Correct, Mr.
Correct.
Okay, so till now, nothing new. Okay, one more question. 1 over 6 x to the power 3 minus 8 equal 28. Okay, first point. Shift this number to the side. Okay, it was negative. So now it will becomes a positive. So 1 over 6 x power 3 equal 28 plus 8. 1 over 6 x cubic equal 36. Okay, now I want to terminate the 6 from the denominator. This means multiply the two sides by this number 6. So if we will multiply it by 6, now it will becomes x cubic equal 36 times 6, 216. I will write it in one separate step, 36 times 6. So this means x cubic equal 216. Therefore, x will equal the cubic root of this number, of course. Now it will equal 6 by using the calculator, of course. Now solution set equal the set of 6. That's it. Clear, guys?
Clear, Miss.
Clear.
Any questions? Do we have any questions?
No.
No, thanks.
Okay, guys, actually that was lesson 3, which it was about the set of real numbers and how to order the
Sure,
real
lesson 3
numbers.
is so easy.
Yeah, I know, that sounds very good. Hopefully all of you understood all points. Thank you, guys.